As many of you know, Illenium is my all-time favorite artist. I've always loved and appreciated his music on a deeper level than a lot of artists today, especially in the electronic, bass, and even the rock and metal scenes. And today I'm excited to review his self-titled album. It is so full of many amazing songs. It has the best of his electronic elements. It is very experimental, very different from a lot of the stuff he's put out recently, and I can't wait to share my thoughts with it because I think it's a very great album, very groundbreaking in many ways, and it just takes that evolution of the Illenium sound in a completely different direction, like he said in a couple of posts in his Instagram. I think this album really takes all of that and does a lot more with it. So without further ado, I'm gonna go and review this beast of an album, starting with the singles, because there were plenty of singles since last year. I think this is probably the most singles he's released for an album, and each one of them are really great and very different from each other too. Some were really heavy, some were like softer, and they were all just amazing. So without further ado, let's go on with the singles and see which ones were my favorites. So on the road to the Illenium album, he released 7 different singles, starting with Shivering with Spiritbox. And I gotta say, this was a huge surprise because I love Spiritbox too. It's one of my favorite metal bands right now. If you haven't checked them out, they're absolutely amazing. They're pretty new. Like I think they released their first album like a couple years ago, and they're just great. I think this song really makes the best out of the sound of Spiritbox, and Illenium's also a very distinctive style. It features vocals from the amazing Courtney LaPlante, as always, like one of the best singers right now in the metal scene, and her vocals really complement the song. It's just really powerful. I think this is actually, like, if you strip off all the Illenium electronic elements, I think it's Spiritbox's best song. I just love the way she sings, so like so full of passion. Also, like the guttural vocals are really amazing, and with Illenium's distinctive style, it makes for a really crashing, powerful, and just amazing song in every way. It really reminds me of Feel Something, a song with Excision back in 2020. It has a similar drop, but this one makes a lot of it. It had really carves its own identity with Illenium's distinctive style with heavy dubstep drops, because that is something he's done recently. Like before, it was like mostly softer electronic, but he's gotten deeper into the bass music scene, like heavy dubstep and all that kind of stuff, and I think it works really well. I think the song really makes the best out of the artist's talents and their abilities to craft these amazing lyrics and vocals and just everything. The production is also pretty magnificent. I just love this one for the very first moment I listened to it. So yeah, Shivering is pretty amazing. So 2 months later in July, Illenium released All That Really Matters with Teddy Swims, and honestly, I really did not ever expect the song to be as good as it was. This really became one of my biggest anthems in 2022, one of my favorite songs. I just loved it in so many ways. I think All That Really Matters is one of Illenium's best songs with a distinctive vocalist, like no other production collabs. And I just loved it so much. It's just so powerful. Also, the lyrics are beautiful. I think this is one of the best lyrics we've ever seen in an Illenium song, especially with the message that love is all that matters in the end. I think like singing those lyrics is just very, very powerful. I love this song. All That Really Matters is one of my favorite Illenium songs up on top. I mean, he has a lot of great songs, but this one really, really surprised me when I first listened to it. I think it's just very soft, very also nice to listen to. It's like it's more of a rock, feel good kind of song, and I just love it. I think it's really great. And these two songs really started a fantastic era in Illenium's new album. So the next single he released is one that has been expected for a long time by fans of Illenium and pop music, because it is with Skylar Grey. She's a really great singer. I loved her ever since she made her songs with Eminem back in the day. And this one really, really shines too. I think this one is also a magnificent follow-up. This one has a lot of like really soft feelings, really also like very epic. I would describe this song, especially with the cover art. I just think it's really phenomenal. And that's something I gotta mention right now. Like the cover arts from and just the thematic elements from each one of these songs are just really fantastic. I honestly think this is like one of Illenium's most beautiful kind of like marketing art campaigns I've seen for an album. I just love like the themes of the trees, the temples, like the ancient stuff, like for example in the album cover. I think it's just amazing. But you know, back to the song, I think that From the Ashes is just really beautiful. Skylar Grey's vocals are great. I think it's a really great collaboration, and I enjoyed it ever since I listened to it for the first time. I think it's really, you know, easygoing, really fun to listen to, and yeah, I just love this song too. Then we have Illenium's second collaboration with Max, which is called Worst Day, and I love this song. I think his first collaboration with Max back in, I think, 2017 was Beautiful Creatures, and I love that song, and so expecting this one was really, really great moment. I think this song really makes the best out of Max's vocals, And even though I don't like it as much as Beautiful Creatures, I think that song is one of Illenium's top, favorite songs of mine. I think it also does a really great job. I think this one is just really fun. It's kind of like, it has a really fun chorus, like, it is the worst day of my life. I think it was just really great. I think this song is just good in many ways. It's a great follow-up to the last one. I like it. I don't really have many thoughts about it, but I just still enjoyed when I listened to the whole album. So yeah, it is a great single, great song, and the cover art is pretty fun too. So yeah, Worst Day is pretty good. Then in 2023, he released 3 more songs, starting with Love Me a Little, which is the next one. And I gotta say, this song took a while for me to get into it. I think when I listened to it, I didn't think much of it. I thought it was just like kind of generic, but when I listened to it over and over, I thought Love Me a Little was really great. I think it's a great song also to end the album because it was the last song in the album. I think it is also the last song he ended his EDC in Mexico set when I went to see him this year. And it was just a very beautiful moment. I think this song really has some really great elements, especially with Nina Nesbitt's vocals. I think she sings really good in this one. And I love like the drop. I think the drop, like the melodic dubstep drop, is really good, and Illenium does a really great job with the production. It's really emotional, and yeah, when you listen to it several times, you really come to appreciate it. So moving away from the melodic dubstep kind of feeling, Illenium shifts gears with the next song, which is Insanity with American Teeth. And this song, it just goes full on rock, like alternative rock. And I just thought it was great, especially with the beginning, like the guitars in the beginning. I think that's a really great intro. American Teeth, I think they did a great job, with the vocals, with the production, like the kind of like the more rock stuff. And I gotta say, like the rock songs in the album in this one, because there's several, they have less electronic elements in it, and I don't want to say like that's bad. I think it's really welcome, especially because I love alternative rock. I think it's really great. I listen to a lot of it, and this song is really great. I think Illenium does a great job, like, helping with the songwriting, with the production, and even there's no epic, melodic drops or anything like that. I think this one goes really easy, and I gotta say the same with some of the other songs in the album. I think many people thought this album was different because it features like a lot of different rock artists, like a lot of different more like electronic mixed with rock, alternative, emo kind of stuff, and I think it just works really well. And then the last song on the album is With All My Heart with Jake, or Juke. I don't know how you pronounce it, but I think this song is really good. I love this song. It took me also a couple listens to get into it, but once I got into it, I just loved it so much. I've been playing it ever since. It's just really powerful. I think, well, I'm gonna call him Jake. Jake's vocals have a very distinctive feeling that I loved in this song. I think this song does a really magical thing with the voice, with the electronic elements, like the chorus that repeats itself, like With All My Heart. I just loved it. I think it's really powerful and really beautiful, and yeah, it's one of the best songs in the album in my opinion. I think this song really does a great job, and it just took me completely off guard. And that is the final and 7th single on the road to the Illenium album. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go review the whole thing from beginning to end with all the new songs included.
Somewhere different than where you are, with my eyes wide shut.
Alright, so it is time to review all 16 songs in the Illenium album. Starting with the first one, Starfall. Oh my god, this song just hits really hard. I think Starfall is just one of Illenium's best solo songs and a fantastic way to start the album. I cannot express how much I love this song. Ever since I first listened to it, I was just like, wow, this is just impressive. I think it's very powerful the way also there's like a lot of Seven Lions influences in the song. I think it's really similar to his stuff, especially with the psytrance, like a second or third drop. I think that was just phenomenal. And it's just a really amazing way to set the tone of the album, and also remind us that even though this song has like a lot more poppy elements, like more alternative rock kind of stuff, that Illenium hasn't abandoned like his electronic, dubstep, melodic kind of roots. And this song is just like opens to the album in such a fantastic way. I cannot express how much I love this song. I think it's a great beginning, and I just loved it. Like all the elements work really well. The way it's produced, it just hits really hard, and I just been listening to it over and over. So yeah, Starfall, very fresh, very amazing. I loved it. So then we have another string of singles, continuing with All That Really Matters, Worst Day from the Ashes, which we already discussed, and then we get to Lifeline with John, or JXDN. I don't know how you pronounce that. But this is another one of those like rock, kind of alternative rock, very similar to the American Teeth song. I like the other one more. Like I think it has like better stuff, and I think Insanity is the the superior one of those two songs. But this one also has a really like calm feeling, kind of like more poppy, mainstream kind of like rock alternative thing going on. I like this song, but it also didn't really stand up to me most in the album. I think this one, Lifeline, is one of like the least memorable songs in the album. That isn't to say it's bad. I just think didn't really stand out compared to all the other ones. But yeah, I think it's a good song, and I liked it because of the direction Illenium wants to take with all these electronic mix with alternative rock kind of style songs. So yeah, I think it's good. It doesn't really take from the rest of the album, but the song that follows after this one really, really is a great one. So then we have Eyes Wide Shut with Avril Lavigne and Travis Barker. And this is one of the most exciting collaborations I've ever seen Illenium do, because it's just a really amazing combination of two of the biggest legends in alternative rock with Illenium. And I just loved it. I was like, oh my God, what if a song disappoints me? And I gotta say, it just did a lot of great stuff. I think Eyes Wide Shut is one of the best songs in the album. Avril Lavigne's voice after so many years is still great. Travis Barker on the drums is also really distinctive, and I just loved it. I think this is like a really classic emo, like alternative rock angst filled song that I just really enjoyed. It really brought me back to middle school, and I cannot express how much I love the song. Also, it's really well written. I love the chorus. I love the way Avril sings in the song. It's just amazing. I love this song so much. I think everybody who listens to the album, this is gonna be like the standouts, especially with the names attached to it. But it doesn't take away from the fact that it's just a great, great song. So yeah, Eyes Wide Shut, certified, amazing song. So yeah, anyways. After that, we have Shivering with Spiritbox, also a great song. And then we have You Were Right with Wooly and Grabbits. And this is another one of those songs that I really been waiting for a long time. I knew he had a collaboration with Wooly and Grabbits, because they're two of my favorite artists of all time. I think that each one has their own amazing career. They've done a lot of great things. Wooly especially is a great, great producer, and especially with melodic dubstep kind of stuff. And, Grabbits also is a really great songwriter and singer. I think this collaboration had everything going for it. But in the end, I gotta say that it didn't really hit as hard as I thought it would. I mean, I like the drops in the song. I like Grabbits' voice as always. But I guess I was expecting something more. I don't know. I think this song, maybe it will take a couple more listens for me to get into it, but it didn't really hit as hard. I didn't really listen to any of the IDs, the previews, because we were sharing a lot of like him playing it in shows, but I was like, no, I want to wait to hear the full version to experience the song for the first time. And I gotta say, it was just like, I don't know, it didn't really hit me as much. I hope that Illenium and Wooly keep collaborating, because they both shine really well in their own respective careers. So it would be amazing to see more songs from them. But this one just didn't really do it for me that much. After that, we have Insanity, which we already talked about. And then we have our song that is really special for me. It is called Drown, DRWN. And it is actually kind of like a cover, modified version of Drown by Bring Me the Horizon. And that is one of my absolute favorite songs of all time. It is just a song that I've been listening to it over and over the last couple of years. It is a song that's really special for me, and if you listen to the song carefully, you can hear like Oliver Sykes' voice kind of like distorted. And the production, the songwriting in the song is just so amazing. Illenium took that and made something so special. When I listened to this song after a couple listens, I realized, oh my God, this sounds so well. It is so emotional, and I just love Drown so much. This song is just amazing. I loved every single second of this song, and it's just also a reference to one of my favorite songs of all time. So I just love it, and I hope to see Illenium collaborate with Bring Me the Horizon someday, which is probably going to happen because they already have a song with Slander and Black Bear coming out soon. So I know they can already collab with, electronic artists such as Illenium, so that would be amazing to see them collaborate officially someday. Then, as is tradition, Illenium made another song with Set the Sky in the album. It's called Other Side, and it features vocals from Vera Blue. And Other Side is one of the most experimental Set the Illenium collabs, Illenium Set the Sky, because it has a lot of really, awesome electronic elements with the drops. It's just really fun to listen to. And like their last song together, which is called I See You, I think they really enjoy playing with different sound styles, different music, like getting out of their comfort zones and creating something completely special. And I think it works really well in the song. I think I like it very much. I think Illenium and Set the Sky's collabs are really enjoyable. They each shine in their own way. This song just sets another new song from them both to listen to. So I just loved it so much, and I enjoyed it a lot. So now we have the last one of Illenium's solo songs in the album. It is called I Want You to Stay. And I like the song. I think it's also like didn't stand out much from like compared to Drown, compared to Starfall, but I still think it's enjoyable. I especially liked like towards the end the chorus that is kind of like has some really nice production elements going on, like you know the voices and the samples going on back and forth. I think it's just really amazing and enjoyable, and I think it's a great song. And after that, we have With All My Heart with Jake, then Back to You with All Time Low. And I haven't listened to much All Time Low. I think I've heard a couple of their songs. I think they made a collaboration with Blackbear and another one with Keizo a long time ago. And that's pretty much like all the extent I've listened to them. But I gotta say, with this song, it just like works really well. I like the emo elements from Back to You, especially like towards the end where like different choruses are like going back and forth and like stacking up like on top of each other. I think it works really well, and I gotta listen to the song a couple more times because I like the style that All Time Low kind of like conveys in the song, and yeah, I just think it's an enjoyable song. But after this one, it is one of the most amazing Illenium collabs that I've ever listened to. It is Nothing Ever After with Motionless and White, and I also love Motionless and White. I saw them live a couple months ago, and they were just amazing. I love their songs, and it was really interesting to see a collab with Illenium in the album. I love the way they mix like both of their styles, especially with Chris from Motionless's vocals towards the end, like both like soft like choruses with his powerful voice, and then like really crashing, you know, like angry vocals towards the middle, especially with Illenium's dubstep drops, which are pretty heavy, by the way. I love the like that kind of like heaviness that goes on for a couple seconds and then it continues back normally. But it's just a really enjoyable song. I think if you're a fan of Motionless and White and dubstep, you're gonna enjoy this. And it also continues a really amazing string of songs where, you know, metalcore, kind of deathcore, emo vocalists are collaborating more with electronic producers, which is so amazing. I cannot recommend this song enough. And then to cap off the album, we have Love Me a Little. It is amazing send off to Illenium's fifth album, Illenium. And I like this album. And to conclude, I want to share some of my thoughts, so like the journey that I've been having, because Illenium is my favorite artist of all time. I cannot express how much his music has meant for me over the last couple of years. Seeing him live was a magical experience, like once in a lifetime. Well, probably not once in a lifetime because I plan to see him many more times. But I'm really happy to, you know, listen to this album. I think it was very different from all of his other stuff. I loved it, and I pre-ordered it on vinyl too, and I can't wait for it to arrive so I can listen to it over again. And I just loved it. I think Illenium really can't miss. And even though it's my least favorite of the 5 albums from Illenium, I think it's still an amazing work of art. I think it has a lot of great songs, a lot of great collaborations, especially with the rock, electronic, dubstep elements like mixed in. And like as he said, I think it's like the, you know, like the monolith version of what Illenium is trying to do, like the summary of what his style is, who he tries to convey with his career, with his music. And yeah, I just pretty much loved it in all sense of the words. And as a final score, I'm going to give it a 92 out of 100. I think it really shines in a lot of ways. I think it's really amazing. It is a beautiful listen from beginning to end. And those are pretty much all my thoughts. I know that if I like keep listening to the songs, like listen to the lyrics, discover new details, more stuff like that, I'm gonna find so much more stuff. But for now, I'm gonna leave it like this. So if you like this video, please like and share and subscribe. You know, subscribe to my channel, follow me on my social media. And yeah, those are pretty much all my thoughts for Illenium's album. So yeah, if you like this video, please stop by again, and I'll see you next time.